Aging is a privilege, something that many people do not have the opportunity to experience. However, being older does not automatically mean you become wiser. Some mistakes we make in our later years can quietly diminish our quality of life, leaving us with feelings of dissatisfaction, loneliness, or even resentment towards the years that we have worked so hard to achieve. As someone who has gone through the ups and downs of life, I can tell you that your golden years can be the most meaningful chapter of your life, but only if you avoid falling into certain traps. Below are the 5 most common mistakes that older adults often make and how to avoid them. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. 1. Neglecting physical and mental health. One of the most regrettable mistakes older adults often make is to view physical and mental health as secondary. Many believe that because they have reached a certain age, their energy, strength, and sharpness will automatically decline. They give up an active lifestyle, eat poorly, and adopt passive habits, all while complaining about the aches and pains that come with aging. But here's the truth. While we can't turn back time, we can decide how we age, how we live vibrantly, and the joy we extract from each day. Your body is your most loyal friend. For decades, it has carried you through life's victories and challenges. It's the only thing that stays with you through every season of life. However, as we age, it is often the most neglected. We overlook the signals it sends. Fatigue, stiffness, and pain are not signs of failure, but cries for attention and care. The irony is that when we stop moving, we age faster. Movement is life. A short walk in the park, gentle stretching in the morning, or even gardening can keep your muscles alive and your heart pumping. These small actions remind your body that it still matters, that it is still important. And then there's our mind, our faithful guide through a life of learning, loving, and striving. But how many times do we let it fade away in old age? Some retreat into monotonous habits, allowing days to blur together. They watch countless hours of television or scroll aimlessly through their phones, numbing their thoughts instead of sharpening them. But an unchallenged mind loses its capacity, taking with it the sense of curiosity and wonder that keeps life rich and meaningful. A neglected mind can also fall victim to loneliness and despair. As we age, the social circles we once relied on may shrink. Friends move away, loved ones pass on, and our lives can feel emptier than before. This isolation gnaws at our souls, convincing us that we no longer matter. But the truth is the opposite. Our wisdom, stories, and presence are more important than ever. In these years, we should lean into meaningful connections, engage in our communities, and continue to build bridges rather than burn them. But the first step toward vibrancy, both physically and mentally, is believing in your capacity for improvement. Society often tells older adults that it's too late to change, but nothing could be further from the truth. Scientific research shows that even in your 70s and 80s, you can still build strength, sharpen your mind, and improve your health with consistent effort. It's not about turning back time. It's about making the time you have left truly valuable. Take control of your health. Don't let physical or mental limitations define you. When you nourish your body with healthy foods, you're not just eating. You're investing in many more years of movement, fewer doctor's visits, and a higher quality of life. When you move your body, even in small ways, you're telling it that you're not giving up. When you challenge your mind, whether by reading a new book, starting a hobby, or learning something completely new, you're reminding yourself that growth doesn't stop at any age. It's equally important to take care of your mental health. Aging comes with losses, and it's natural to feel regret, but it's also a time to cultivate gratitude. Gratitude for the sunsets you've witnessed, the meals you've shared, the love you've felt, and the legacy you've built. It is gratitude that transforms aging from a burden into a privilege. When you shift your focus from what you've lost to what you still have, life becomes infinitely richer. Neglecting your physical and mental health is a slow capitulation. It robs you of the vibrancy that should define your golden years. But the good news is that the choice is yours. Every day, you can decide to nurture your body, stimulate your mind, and connect with others. It's not about living forever. It's about living fully with purpose, clarity, and joy. Because the most precious gift you have is not the past, but the present moment, and how you choose to spend that time will define the legacy you leave behind. 2. Relying on habits for comfort. As we age, life slows down in many ways. The routines that once kept us busy, careers, raising children, and endless to-do lists, gradually fade, leaving more time that sometimes we don't know how to fill. In this new stillness, many older adults find themselves turning to small pleasures, habits, or indulgences to cope with boredom, loneliness, or even the profound emotional void that can accompany aging. But too often, these small pleasures become bad habits, and instead of filling the void, they make life feel bland. It's easy to understand why this happens. The loss of structure in retirement can be disorienting. Days stretch out without much to do, and without a sense of purpose, even the most disciplined individuals may turn to distractions. For some, it's alcohol, a glass of wine to relax after dinner that eventually becomes a nightly routine. For others, it's excessive screen time, immersing themselves in hours of television or scrolling through social media in search of connection in a sea of loneliness. And for some, it's more destructive habits like overeating, gambling, or even self-medicating with drugs to dull the pain of aging. These habits often start small, even innocently. A drink to ease the stiffness in social situations, a favorite TV show that brings comfort and routine, a little indulgence in food that feels like a reward for years of hard work. But over time, these habits can become chains that keep you from the richness that life still has to offer. The problem with bad habits is that they provide an illusion of comfort without addressing the underlying issues. They distract from feelings of loneliness, sadness, or inadequacy, but they do not resolve them. Instead, they create a vicious cycle of dependency. The more we rely on these habits, the harder it becomes to face the deeper truths of what we are lacking. And so many older adults find themselves living in a quiet state of surrender, dulled by their bad habits, but afraid to confront the void underneath. Breaking this cycle requires courage. The courage to acknowledge that these habits, while comfortable, do not serve you. It also requires a willingness to replace them with more fulfilling activities. The human spirit craves purpose and connection, and when we deny ourselves these, we cannot help but seek substitutes. But there's a profound difference between a temporary distraction and a meaningful pursuit. Instead of relying on bad habits, seek out activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul. If you find yourself pouring a glass of wine to get through the evening, consider inviting a neighbor over for tea instead. If you feel drawn into hours of television, think about volunteering at a local organization where your wisdom and experience will be valued. If loneliness feels unbearable, call a family member, join a book club, or attend a community event. The world still needs your presence, stories, and compassion. It's never too late to build bridges and create connections. It's also important to consider the emotional triggers behind your habits. Are you drinking to mask feelings of regret? Are you overeating because you feel inadequate? Are you gambling because it gives you a thrill that you don't feel in daily life? By addressing these emotions directly, you can begin to heal the wounds underneath instead of masking them. Therapy, journaling, or even sharing with a trusted friend can help you unravel these feelings and find healthier ways to cope. Some may argue that at my age, why should I change? But the truth is, every day you wake up is a new opportunity to live better. Change isn't about erasing the past. It's about reclaiming the present and shaping the future. You deserve a life free from the grip of bad habits, a life filled with meaning, connection, and joy. Remember that habits can be replaced. If you have the capacity to form a bad habit, you also have the capacity to cultivate a passion. Channel your energy into areas that excite you, whether that's learning something new, exploring nature, or deepening your relationships. You are not too old to create a life that feels full and vibrant. Relying on bad habits for comfort is a form of surrender. It's an acknowledgement that the best days are behind you. But it's a lie that bad habits whisper to keep you stuck. The truth is you still have so much to give, so much to experience, and so much to enjoy. The key is to choose connection over isolation, curiosity over passivity, and purpose over distraction. When you do, you will find that the void begins to fade, replaced by the warmth and richness of a life lived fully. 3. Holding on to a victim mentality. Life is a way of leaving its marks. And as we reach old age, many of us carry scars, whether emotional, physical, or financial. We have faced losses, disappointments, and struggles that have shaped who we are. But one of the most damaging mistakes we can make in our later years is to cling to a victim mentality, allowing past hardships to define our present and darken our future. It's natural to feel bitter when life hasn't unfolded as we hoped. Relationships may not have grown as we desired, leaving us feeling distant from loved ones. Financial struggles or health issues may have robbed us of the stability and strength we worked so hard to build. Some may have faced prejudice, betrayal, or even tragedy, leaving wounds too deep to heal easily. These experiences, while undeniable, can cast a long shadow over our golden years if we allow them to dominate our perspective. The problem with the victim mentality is that it keeps us stuck. By focusing on what went wrong or who has hurt us, we relive the pain over and over, reinforcing the belief that life is unfair and nothing can change. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We tell ourselves we are powerless, and so we stop trying to improve our circumstances. We lose the ability to see the opportunities still available to us, and in the process, we rob ourselves of joy and purpose. But here's the truth. No matter how much the world has hurt you, you are not defined by what has happened to you. You are defined by how you choose to respond, and that choice is always yours. Even when faced with the greatest adversities, you can allow your struggles to become a burden that pulls you down or use them as stepping stones to rise higher. In old age, this choice becomes even more crucial. Time is precious, and wasting it on resentment or regret only robs us of the peace and fulfillment we deserve. Letting go of a victim mentality does not mean ignoring or invalidating the pain you've endured. It means refusing to let it control you. It means saying, yes, this happened to me, but it will not define the rest of my life. The first step to overcoming this mentality is to shift your focus. Instead of looking at what has been taken from you, look at what remains. You may have lost loved ones, but you still have the capacity to love. You may face physical limitations, but your mind and spirit can still grow. You may not have the wealth or possessions you once dreamed of, but you have wisdom, experience, and the ability to make a difference in the lives of others. Gratitude, even in the face of difficulty, is a powerful antidote to a victim mentality. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, life begins to feel fuller, brighter, and richer. It's also important to reclaim your power. A victim mentality often stems from feelings of helplessness, a belief that life is something that happens to us rather than something we shape. But even in old age, you have the ability to influence your world. You can mend broken relationships by approaching them with forgiveness and understanding. You can create new habits and routines that bring meaning to your days. You can contribute to your community through volunteering or mentoring, leaving a legacy of kindness and wisdom. Every action you take, no matter how small, is a reminder that you are not powerless. Perhaps the greatest freedom comes from learning to let go. Let go of the heavy resentments weighing on your heart. Let go of the expectations that no longer serve you. Let go of the need to prove yourself to others or seek recognition for your struggles. When you release these burdens, you create space for new joys and possibilities. You open the door to a lighter, more peaceful life. Aging is a time for reflection, yes, but it's also a time to rewrite the story we tell ourselves. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of life's hardships, see yourself as a survivor, a warrior, someone who has weathered storms and still stands strong. There is nobility in that, there is strength in that, and there is hope in knowing that even now, you can choose to live with purpose and positivity. Clinging to a victim mentality only keeps us tethered to the pain of the past. It's a choice that dims the light of the present and clouds the possibilities of the future. But by letting it go, by choosing gratitude, empowerment, and forgiveness. We gift ourselves the freedom to live the years ahead not as victims, but as authors of a beautiful new chapter. 4. Ignoring financial realities. One of the most common and devastating mistakes older adults often make is ignoring their financial realities. After decades of hard work, it's easy to feel that you've earned the right to stop worrying about money, to spend freely, to give generously, or to believe that everything will naturally fall into place. But financial security in old age doesn't just happen. It requires awareness, planning, and discipline. Even in the years when you may feel you deserve to relax, ignoring this reality can lead to stress, dependency on others, and a loss of dignity that should define your golden years. Retirement often comes with a false sense of financial freedom. No longer having to work every day or deal with job-related expenses, it's easy to assume that your spending will automatically decrease. But in reality, aging brings its own unique financial challenges. Rising healthcare costs, home maintenance, inflation, and the desire to enjoy life through travel, hobbies, or helping loved ones. For many, these costs can add up faster than they anticipate, especially if they haven't adjusted their lifestyle to fit their new financial circumstances. One of the most damaging habits in old age is living beyond one's financial means. For some, this may manifest as lavish vacations, frequent dining out, or indulging in expensive hobbies. For others, it may be continuing to financially support adult children or grandchildren out of love, even when it strains their own financial situation. While these actions may feel satisfying in the moment, they can quickly deplete savings and leave you vulnerable in the years when you may need money the most. At the same time, some older adults fall into the trap of denial. They avoid looking at their finances for fear of what they may find. They ignore rising credit card debt, procrastinate budgeting, or avoid discussing financial issues with their partner or family. But ignoring these realities doesn't make them disappear. It only allows them to grow into larger, more difficult problems to solve. The key to avoiding financial ruin in old age is to face your finances honestly and humbly. Start by assessing your true position. What are your fixed expenses? How much have you saved? And how long will it last at your current spending level? Are there areas where you can cut back without compromising your quality of life? Facing these questions may be uncomfortable, but it's a necessary step toward achieving financial stability. Living within your means doesn't have to feel like a sacrifice. In fact, it can be empowering. When you adjust your spending to align with your resources, you gain peace of mind and the freedom to focus on what truly matters instead of chasing material comforts. You can invest in experiences and relationships that bring lasting joy. A potluck dinner with friends can be just as satisfying as dining at an upscale restaurant. A simple weekend getaway can create meaningful memories just like a lavish vacation. Living frugally doesn't diminish the value of your life. It enriches your life by alleviating financial stress and allowing you to enjoy the present moment without worrying about the future. Another essential aspect of financial security in old age is planning for the unexpected. Healthcare costs are one of the largest expenses many older adults face and are often underestimated. Even if you are healthy now, preparing for potential medical expenses in the future is wise. This may mean investing in long-term care insurance, setting aside an emergency fund, or exploring government programs and resources that can help alleviate your financial burden. Equally important is seeking help when you need it. Pride often prevents older adults from asking for financial advice, but doing so can make a significant difference. Whether consulting a financial advisor, attending a community workshop on budgeting, or simply having an open conversation with a trusted family member, seeking guidance can help you make informed decisions and avoid costly mistakes. Remember that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of wisdom and responsibility. Finally, consider the legacy you want to leave behind. Many older adults worry about leaving something for their children or grandchildren, but it's essential to prioritize your needs first. Financial independence is the greatest gift you can give to your family, as it spares them the burden of having to support you. By taking care of yourself, you set an example of responsibility and resilience that your loved ones can admire and follow. Ignoring financial realities in old age is a mistake that can undermine not only your security, but also your peace of mind and sense of independence. But by facing these realities with courage and clarity, you can build a safe, sustainable, and fulfilling life. You have worked hard to reach this stage of life. Honor that effort by managing your finances wisely so you can enjoy the freedom, dignity, and joy that your golden years are meant to bring. 5. Waiting for someday. One of the greatest tragedies of old age is the habit of waiting. Waiting for the perfect moment, the right time, or someday elusive to finally do the things that bring you joy or fulfillment. This habit, while seemingly harmless, is a silent thief of time. It robs not only your days, but also opportunities. The chance to live fully, connect deeply, and create memories that will nourish you through life's quiet moments. The idea of someday is alluring. It whispers promises of a future where everything will fall into place, where your health will improve, your finances will stabilize, or where your fears will suddenly dissolve. But someday is just an illusion. It's a destination that never truly arrives. And for those of us in the later chapters of life, waiting for someday can be the most dangerous mistake of all because time is no longer a luxury. It is our most precious and limited resource. So what keeps us from acting now? Sometimes it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of change, fear of rejection. You may have thought about making a call to mend a broken relationship but hesitated, wondering how the other person would respond. You may have dreamed of traveling to a place you've always wanted to see, but worried that your health might not cooperate. Or perhaps you've wanted to try something new, a class, a hobby, a social group, but have hesitated because you feel it's too late or that you might embarrass yourself. These fears, though understandable, are barriers we build between ourselves and a life lived fully. At other times, it's pride or procrastination. You might tell yourself, I'll do it when I feel better, or I'll do it after the holidays, or even I don't need to rush. It can wait. But the truth is, life doesn't wait. And each time we postpone an opportunity to connect, explore, or grow, we risk losing it forever. The calls left unmade, the trips unplanned, the moments unlived. And in the end, it's not the things we did that we regret the most, but the things we didn't do. There is a beautiful clarity that comes from recognizing time as finite. It sharpens our focus on what truly matters and gives us the courage to prioritize what brings us joy and meaning. Instead of waiting for the right moment, we must learn to embrace the imperfect present. Reach out to that friend or family member you intended to reconnect with, even if you're not sure what to say. Book that trip, even if it means some logistical challenges. Sign up for that class, even if you are the oldest person in the room. Act with urgency, for each moment you seize is a moment you will not lose. Living with urgency doesn't mean rushing or acting recklessly. It means living with intention. It means asking yourself each day, what can I do today to make my life richer, fuller, or more meaningful? It's about breaking the paralysis of waiting and pouring yourself into action, even when it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. And here's the secret. The more you act, the stronger you feel. Every step you take, no matter how small, builds momentum. It reminds you that you are capable, that you still have the power to shape your life and create new experiences. This doesn't mean living in denial about aging or pretending that challenges don't exist. It means refusing to let those challenges define or limit you. The truth is, there is no perfect time to live fully. There is only now. The longer we wait, the more we risk watching life pass by, leaving behind a trail full of ifs and missed opportunities. But when we choose to act, we open up possibilities for joy, connection, and growth. We prove to ourselves and those around us that it's never too late to live with purpose and passion. Aging is not a time to sit back and watch the world go by. It's a time to dive into the present, to take bold steps toward the life you've always wanted, and to make peace with the life you've lived. It's a time to recognize that every day is a gift, an opportunity to heal, create, and cherish. So don't wait for someday. Someday is not promised. What you have is today, this moment, this opportunity. Use it to make that call, take that trip, try that new thing, or simply say yes to life. When you live with urgency, you will find that regrets of waiting are replaced with the satisfaction of action, and the life you once dreamed of becomes the life you are living right now. And that is the greatest gift of all, living a life without regrets. As the sun sets on one chapter of life, it rises on another. Aging is not an ending. It is a transition, a rich season filled with opportunities for reflection, connection, and growth. But to make the most of these years, we must avoid the mistakes that quietly undermine our joy and purpose. We must protect ourselves from traps like neglecting health, relying on destructive habits, clinging to a victim mentality, ignoring financial realities, and waiting forever for a perfect day. Each of these mistakes has the power to rob us of the dignity and fulfillment we have spent a lifetime building. But here's the truth. It's never too late to choose differently. The beauty of life is that each day offers a new beginning. No matter your age, you can choose to care for your body and mind, break harmful patterns, embrace gratitude and empowerment, take control of your finances, and live with urgency. These decisions, though simple, hold the power to turn your golden years into a time of meaning, connection, and joy. Remember that aging is not just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. It's about showing up each day with an open heart for new experiences, a curious mind about the world, and a spirit willing to leave a legacy of wisdom and love. The past may have shaped you, but it does not define you. What defines you is how you choose to live now, with courage, intention, and an unwavering commitment to making the time you have left count. Let these later years of yours be a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Let them reflect the richness of a life lived fully, free from lingering regrets or missed opportunities. Because at the end of the day, the measure of a life well lived is not in the number of years, but in the depth of moments, love, laughter, and purpose we infuse into them. So take the first steps today, embrace the present, for this moment right now is the most precious gift you will ever have. Live fully, live well. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live authentically and wholeheartedly. Now, I would love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and intend to apply to your life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment with something you've learned. If not, feel free to leave a comment with a 0. Your feedback means so much to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and live life on your own terms.